Hi, anyone and everyone. This is Kim, the Humble Hermit from Come As You Are Oracle. I am going to do a collective, the collective, for today. Today is Tuesday, February 24th, 2026. You may follow me on the Talk the Tube, my blog, or not. Totally up to you. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it doesn't fit, don't make it fit. If some of it fits, God's kiss. He loves that for you. I love that for you. Whatever doesn't, leave it on the table for someone else. I don't want you taking on energy that wasn't meant for you. Don't laugh at me, but we're going to use the Twisted Oracle, Twin Flames Exposed. I got this off Etsy. The last time I checked last year, like last summer, fall, the seller was still on Etsy, but I don't think they sell the deck anymore. I could be wrong. But if you want to look, you can look for it. It was on Etsy. I wanted something spicy. I want to pick up on some spiciness. I'm like, do I want to do the familiars? Do I want to do, do I want to do Rare Rebel? And then I was thinking, well, maybe I'll do a Christmas Oracle. And then I was like, how about the Twisted Oracle? Because we haven't used it in a while. And I used to use this deck all the time when I first started reading on YouTube. All the freaking time. It was one of my favorite decks. It still is. It still is. I'm not going to lie. It still is. Oh, boy. Okay. We got 2 on the table. 2 on the table. I try to get to 4 or 5 cards. And then I do like the last shuffle thing. Just so you guys know if you're new here. 3 on the table. Four on the table. Last 2 shuffles. I feel like I'm breathing funny. You like that look? Last shuffle. Five on the table, 1 in reverse. Oh, who is this poor baby? I'm usually not that kind, but I actually kind of feel bad. I feel bad for whoever this is. Oh, I do not like that card. This... All right, we got 6 with bottom of the deck. We've got Divine Masculine. We've got Living in the Moment. We've got Spiritual. We've got Firestorm. We've got Too Late in the reverse. Sorry, I almost want to cry. This would not be the first time I cried today, by the way. I cried this afternoon and 2 of my friends at work had to console me. Bottom of the deck, feeling like shit. Feminine, masculine, take how it resonates. This divine masculine could be a divine feminine. I don't know who this is. So you could say that this person maybe not be considered divine masculine by their actions, okay? Because whoever this is, they're living in the moment. They're doing, whatever they're doing. So that, of course, could mean anything. It could be, judging by the cards, I'm going to say it's somebody possibly promiscuous, possibly addicted to something, I just heard, yeah, a good time. So, okay. So it's they're probably not like addicted to drugs or alcohol. They're probably not even really addicted to sex. This is probably just somebody, that, they're single, whatever the case, they like to go out, they have a good time, right? They go out and hang out with the boys, hang out with the girls, have a few drinks, maybe go home with somebody. I mean, whatever. You're an adult, protect yourself, protect the other person. It's all good. It's fine. However, if you are somebody that is supposed to be a divine masculine or divine feminine, right? You do have a role that you're eventually supposed to fit into, fall into, and you are supposed to be a human of a certain caliber, okay? Does that mean you're perfect? No, it does not mean you're perfect. Nobody is perfect. If somebody ever tells you they're perfect, run away from that person screaming. Nobody's perfect. We're all just humans. We're all the same. Period. Okay? Just my own little belief. You can fight me on it, but I don't know why you would want to. This person, so with the spiritual warfare and the firestorm, this person might be experiencing some karma, okay? Some backlash here from their behavior. The spiritual warfare card says chaos, ego death, downward spiral, spiritual awakening. So yeah, I could see an ego death for sure. I don't think this person's life is in chaos. Take how it resonates. I'm not seeing a downward spiral, okay? A spiritual awakening, I would say yes. I would say ego death, spiritual awakening. This is somebody that was probably supposed to get into spirituality, get on some type of path, probably a little bit earlier than they are or will be. Not everybody gets on a spiritual path and turns out the same, right? We all have our own paths to take in this lifetime, right? If you follow, if you subscribe, in 2023, August of 2023, I think, I broke up with the friends with benefits at the beginning of July. I had a little like dalliance, which wasn't even really anything, but I would include it because that's how I am, which was, I think, like the end of August of 2023. So from the end of August 2023 to September of 2025, I was celibate. Probably like the middle of September. So I was celibate for a little over 2 years. Okay. July, August of last year, August, I started, dating apps, and I met somebody and made one of the biggest mistakes in my life. and then I got back together with the friends with benefits in October for like 2 or 3 weeks, and then I kicked him to the curb, and now I'm celibate again. I've been celibate since the end of October of last year. That's not a path everybody's going to take, right? Like, not everybody's going to be like, oh, yeah, I want to be celibate for the rest of my life. Oh, yeah, I want to be celibate for 5 years. Oh, yeah, not everybody's going to do that. So what I'm saying is everybody has their own journey. Everybody has their own path. That is for you to decide, right? That is for this divine masculine, divine feminine to decide. I also gave up alcohol for a while. For almost a year, 9 months, something like that. It was November of 2024 until I think August of 2025, because I had my first drink. I had a shot at the first quinceanera I went to. I think it was August. Or maybe July, but I think it was August. So not quite a year, right? But I had a good run. I had a good run with no alcohol. I think the last drink I had since then, I had a drink The last drink I had, I think, was Thanksgiving. It was either Thanksgiving or it was Christmas. Either one. I can't really remember. I had a drink with my brother when we had dinner. I can't remember if it was Thanksgiving or Christmas. Maybe it was Christmas because I think I cooked for Thanksgiving. I don't know. No, you know what? Now that I think about it, I think it was Thanksgiving because I had dinner with them and then I had dinner with my dad separate for Thanksgiving. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's what it was. Um, and then I saw my dad and my brother, I think it was Christmas Eve. I think they came here and I made something. But yeah, so my last drink was in November. I'm not necessarily saying that I'm going to refrain from alcohol for the rest of the year. You know, November, December, January, February. So what you're looking at, like 3.5-ish months around there at the end of this week. Um, could I have a drink tomorrow? Yeah, I guess I could. I mean, I don't really need one. I don't really want one. I'm not really thinking about it. But I could, I guess. I'm not really like I'm counting the days, I'm counting the months, but if I want to have a drink, I might have a drink. Does that make sense? But me abstaining from alcohol doesn't mean Joe would abstain from alcohol. It doesn't mean Sally would abstain from alcohol. Everybody's path is different. Whatever the case, those were just some examples. Whoever this is, like they're waking up and realizing, like, okay, maybe I don't want to have one night stands. Maybe I don't want to do friends with benefits. Maybe I don't want to drink so much anymore. Maybe this, that, and the other, right? This person is realizing there could be more to life than addictions and what I call the basics. And I only say it like that because, and I don't mean that for this to be mean, but people that live in their quote unquote addictions, right? People that, like, oh, I always need to have sex. I always need to have a drink. I always need to have that hit, from the green stuff. I always need to gamble. Every Thursday I go gambling. Every Friday I order, $100 off Amazon. People don't need to do these things. Like, you literally could tell yourself, like, I don't need that. Like, I don't, you know what I mean? Like, it's not necessarily necessary to my existence. And I think part of spiritual awakening is recognizing, like, some of the ways you might be living your life just are outdated. Like they're no longer resonating for you. And I feel like as a kid, as a 20-something-year-old, a lot of people probably, party and have fun and freewheel and love, sex, whatever the case, right? Like you're in your 20s. That's how it is, right? I think whoever this person is, it's kind of it's like they're awakening and they're realizing, okay, maybe there is more. Like maybe that those are not the most important things in my life. Maybe there should be more. And I'm not saying that this is someone that doesn't already believe in God. This could be somebody that already believes in God. It's just they're waking up and they're realizing, like, they need to pick a direction. They need to go a certain way. Like, just wandering around aimlessly, like, okay, I'm done with that. Like, I need a path. It's never too late. It's never too late. And I've said this a million times. It is never too late. Never. You could be freaking 90 years old and realize you're done with whatever lifestyle you have and you're ready to move on. It is never too late. Ever. And I think somebody's just in their head about it. I think somebody's just in their head about it. Like, I can't believe I've lived, the last 3 years like this. Hey, join the club. You think I wasn't there? You think I haven't thought about all the positions I've put myself in, all the crazy shit that I've done, and was like, damn, I'm lucky I made it out of there alive. Many times I've had that thought. Sorry, I got something in my throat. I need some water. But again, it doesn't matter. It's not too late. It's not too late. When I got divorced at the beginning of 2023, I felt like I had to jump in and look for a new man or look for a new woman and be in a relationship. And it took, what, 6 months of 5-6 months of being with the guy in 2023 for me to realize, like, no, I'm good. I can be on my own for a while, right? And I was for over a year, from July of 2023 to September of 2025. I was quite happy being alone. And trust me, that 2 months of dating made me realize how happy I was alone. And granted, it's just because I didn't meet the right one. You know what I mean? Like, and that's fine. But it made me realize, like, I was trying too hard to make things fit and to make things work that just didn't work for me. That just didn't work with my life. And probably for them too. The guy in September and the guy that came back in October. Probably for them too, right? There's reasons why things don't work. And it could be because of both of us, right? Like, they're meant to be with somebody else, somebody that can make them happy, and hopefully the same for me. No one, and I've said this before too, because this kind of goes along with this, no one should ever feel bad about waking up one day and wanting to take your life in another direction. If you feel like something is not working out for you, if you feel like the path you're on is just like, you've been on it for like 2-3 years and you're like, yeah, I don't think this is going anywhere. You can wake up and change your mind. You can wake up and change direction. You can wake up and say, hey, no, I'm going to go down this path. This is what I want to do. This is who I want to be. Again, it's never too late. Never too late. And I don't think anybody should ever feel like this. Ever. I don't think you should ever feel like this because you're going through a spiritual awakening. And I don't think you should ever feel like this if you decide, you want to change up your life. You live on this earth, with the average person lives on this planet for what, 72 years, something like that, somewhere around there. Change up your life every year. Like, I mean, if that's what you want to do, then do that. Nobody says you have to stay at the same job for 50 years. Nobody says you have to live in the same house that your parents lived in for the next, 72 years. Change things up. Move. Figure it out. Ask for a little divine guidance. That's what a divine masculine or divine feminine should do. All right, I'm going to leave it there. I hope it resonated. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope, if anything, you were entertained. I hope you all have a lovely Tuesday evening. And I'll talk to you later. Bye.